Welcome to the Pariksha Academy. Today's topic is major features of the Indian Constitution. Salient features of the Indian Constitution. Written and detailed Constitution. The Constitution of India is a written constitution. It contains detailed provisions relating to the major organs of government, center-state relations, rights of citizens, constitutional institutions and administrative arrangements. The vast population, social and cultural diversity, federal structure and complex center-state relations of India contributed to the detailed nature of the Constitution. The original Constitution contained 395 articles, 22 parts and 8 schedules. At present, the Constitution contains 12 schedules. Synthesis of various sources. The constitution makers adopted useful elements from the constitutional systems of several countries. The Government of India Act 1935 significantly influenced many administrative and federal provisions. Foreign constitutional provisions were modified according to Indian conditions and requirements. Therefore, the Indian Constitution represents a practical synthesis of different constitutional principles. Supremacy of the Constitution. The Constitution is the supreme law of India. The legislature, executive and judiciary derive their powers from the Constitution. Parliament and state legislatures exercise their legislative powers within constitutional limitations. The constitutional validity of laws can be examined through judicial review. Therefore, India does not follow the principle of absolute parliamentary sovereignty associated with the British system. Popular sovereignty. The ultimate constitutional authority rests with the people of India. The words "We the people of India" in the preamble express the principle of popular sovereignty. The Constitution was adopted, enacted and given to the people by the Constituent Assembly in the name of the people of India. Sovereign state. India is independent in determining its internal and external policies. No external authority is constitutionally superior to India. Membership of international organizations or the Commonwealth does not diminish the sovereignty of India. Socialist state. The word socialist was added to the preamble by the 42 ND Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. Indian socialism has a democratic and welfare-oriented character. It seeks to reduce social and economic inequalities and promote social justice. The Indian system permits the existence of both public and private sectors. Secular state. The word secular was added to the preamble by the 42 ND Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. India has no official state religion. The state is constitutionally required to maintain equal respect for different religions. The Constitution guarantees religious freedom. Secularism has been recognized by the Supreme Court as part of the basic structure of the Constitution. Democratic system. Political authority in India ultimately originates from the people. The people elect their representatives. Elections to the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies are based on universal adult suffrage. The democratic system is based on political equality, representative government and free and fair elections. Republic. India is a republic. A republic essentially means that the head of state is not a hereditary ruler. The President of India is an elected constitutional head of state. The President holds office for a fixed term. Parliamentary system of government. India follows the parliamentary system at both the union and state levels. At the union level, the President is the constitutional head while the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister constitutes the real executive. At the state level, the Governor is the constitutional head while the Council of Ministers headed by the Chief Minister constitutes the real executive. The Union Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. The State Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the State Legislative Assembly. A close relationship between the legislature and executive is an important feature of the parliamentary system. Federal system. India has two principal levels of government, the union and the states. The Constitution distributes legislative, administrative and financial powers between the union and the states. The Constitution is written and supreme. Certain constitutional amendments require a rigid procedure. An independent judiciary protects the federal balance. The Rajya Sabha provides representation to the states in the union legislature. Federalism with a unitary bias. The Indian federal system gives comparatively greater powers to the union. Residuary legislative powers are vested in Parliament. The powers of the union can expand considerably during emergencies. State governors are appointed by the President. All India services connect the administrative systems of the union and the states. An integrated judiciary and single citizenship also give the Indian Federation a distinctive character. Therefore, India is generally described as a federation with a strong central tendency. Union of States. Article 1 describes India as a union of states. The Indian Union is not the result of an agreement among the states. No state has a constitutional right to secede from the Union. Parliament can alter the area, boundaries or names of states in accordance with the Constitution. Combination of rigidity and flexibility. The Indian Constitution is neither completely rigid nor completely flexible. Certain constitutional changes can be made by a simple majority of Parliament. Some amendments require a special majority of Parliament. Certain federal provisions require a special majority of Parliament along with ratification by at least one-half of the state legislatures. This arrangement maintains a balance between constitutional stability and adaptability. Fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are contained in Part 3 from Articles 12 to 35. They provide constitutional protection for individual liberty, equality and dignity. Fundamental rights are enforceable by courts. Article 32 provides the right to approach the Supreme Court for enforcement of fundamental rights. Fundamental rights also impose constitutional limitations on state power. Directive principles of state policy. The directive principles are contained in Part 4 from Articles 36 to 51. They seek to promote social and economic democracy and establish a welfare state. They are not enforceable by courts. Article 37 declares them fundamental in the governance of the country and makes their application in law making a duty of the state. They provide constitutional guidance for governance and public policy. Fundamental duties. Fundamental duties are contained in Part E under Article 51A. They were added by the 42 ND Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. Originally, 10 fundamental duties were added. The 86 TH Constitutional Amendment Act 2002 added another fundamental duty. At present, there are 11 fundamental duties. They promote constitutional responsibility and civic consciousness among citizens. Balance between fundamental rights and directive principles. Fundamental rights primarily protect individual liberty in political democracy. Directive principles provide direction for achieving social and economic justice. The Indian constitutional system seeks harmony and balance between them. The Supreme Court has recognized the importance of maintaining this constitutional balance. Independent and integrated judiciary. India has an independent and integrated judicial system. The Supreme Court stands at the apex of the Indian judiciary. Below it are the high courts and subordinate courts. India does not maintain completely separate judicial systems for union and state laws. The judiciary acts as a guardian of the constitution and fundamental rights. Judicial review. The Supreme Court and high courts can examine the constitutionality of legislative and executive actions. Laws and executive actions found inconsistent with the Constitution can be invalidated by the courts. Judicial review protects constitutional supremacy in the principle of limited government. Judicial review has been recognized as part of the basic structure of the Constitution. Basic structure doctrine. The power of Parliament to amend the Constitution is extensive but not unlimited. The Supreme Court propounded the basic structure doctrine in the Kesavananda Bharti case in 1973. Parliament can amend constitutional provisions but cannot destroy the basic structure of the Constitution. Constitutional supremacy, democracy, republican government, secularism, federalism, judicial review and independence of the judiciary are among the principles recognized through judicial decisions as elements of the basic structure. Separation of powers and checks and balances. The Indian Constitution does not provide for an absolute separation of powers. There is some functional overlap among the legislature, executive and judiciary. However, constitutional limitations regulate the powers of each organ. The system of checks and balances helps prevent excessive concentration of power in any single institution. Single citizenship. The Indian Constitution provides for single citizenship throughout the country. There is no separate citizenship of the Union and individual states. Single citizenship promotes a sense of national unity. Constitutional provisions relating to citizenship at the commencement of the Constitution are contained in Part 2 from Articles 5 to 11. Universal adult suffrage. Adult citizens have the right to vote subject to constitutional and legal qualifications. The original voting age was 21 years. The 61 Constitutional Amendment Act 1988 reduced the voting age from 21 years to 18 years. Universal adult suffrage provides the foundation for political equality and representative democracy. Independent electoral system. The Constitution provides for an election commission to ensure the constitutional administration of elections. Article 324 deals with the Election Commission. The Election Commission exercises constitutional powers of superintendence, direction and control over elections to Parliament, state legislatures and the offices of President and Vice President. An independent electoral system is an essential foundation of democratic government. Emergency provisions. The Constitution provides special provisions to deal with extraordinary situations. Article 352 deals with national emergency. Article 356 deals with failure of constitutional machinery in a state. Article 360 deals with financial emergency. Emergency provisions can make the normally federal system considerably more centralized. Independent constitutional institutions. The Constitution establishes several institutions to promote accountability, impartiality and institutional balance. The Election Commission performs constitutional functions relating to elections. The Comptroller and Auditor General plays an important role in public financial accountability. The Union Public Service Commission and State Public Service Commissions perform constitutional functions relating to public services. The Finance Commission plays an important role in financial relations between the Union and the states. All India services. The Constitution permits the creation and continuation of All India services. Officers of these services serve at both the Union and state levels. These services contribute to administrative uniformity in national integration. Article 312 deals with the creation of All India services. Local self-government. The Constitution provides a constitutional basis for local democracy. The 73 Road Constitutional Amendment Act 1992 provided constitutional status to Panchayati Raj institutions. The 74th Constitutional Amendment Act 1992 provided a constitutional framework for municipalities. These amendments gave constitutional recognition to the third level of government in Indian democracy. Social justice. The Constitution seeks to establish not merely political democracy but also social and economic justice. Provisions relating to equality, abolition of untouchability and prohibition of discrimination promote social justice. Special constitutional provisions have been made for protecting the interests of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other backward classes. Protection of weaker sections forms an important element of the constitutional vision of a welfare state. Constitutional protection of minorities. The Constitution provides special cultural and educational rights to religious and linguistic minorities. Article 29 protects cultural and educational interests. Article 30 provides minorities the right to establish and administer educational institutions. These provisions seek to preserve diversity while maintaining national unity. Linguistic diversity. The Constitution does not declare any language as the national language of India. Provisions relating to the official language of the Union are contained in Part 17. Hindi in the Devanagari script is the official language of the Union. The 8th schedule currently contains 22 languages. The constitutional arrangement seeks to balance linguistic diversity with administrative requirements. Rule of law. The Indian constitutional system is based on the rule of law. Individuals and governmental institutions are subject to law. Governmental powers must be exercised within constitutional and legal limitations. Arbitrary state action can be challenged through judicial remedies. Welfare state. The Constitution does not view the state merely as an institution responsible for maintaining law and order. The directive principles make social and economic welfare an important objective of state policy. The state is expected to work towards reducing inequalities and promoting livelihood, education, health and social security. Thus, the Constitution seeks to establish social and economic democracy along with political democracy. Constitutional government and limited government. Government in India operates within powers and limitations prescribed by the Constitution. No governmental institution possesses unlimited authority. Fundamental rights, judicial review, distribution of powers and an independent judiciary place constitutional limitations on governmental power. These features transform democratic government into a system of constitutional and limited government. Thank you very much for joining us. For more useful study material, please like and share this video, and subscribe to the Pariksha Academy channel.